it to the face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you hip in the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Come with a dank, scrolling in the tank, rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping, I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though, and welcome to the only place you need to be for your Detroit Lions news today.
Yeah.
First day one, Detroit Lions camp. The redemption season is back on now, and the heavyweights, we're breaking it all down. The good, the bad, the ugly. But first and foremost, I'm Easy. It's my guy, Spin More Raxter.
Hello.
We got young Chris Skywalker in the
What
building.
it do?
Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and
Free
share
Nick.
the stream. Now, promising you, all Lions. But today may or may not have been the last start for arguably the best pitcher in Detroit Tigers history.
I think it was. You lose the game like that, fuck, man. It's just, the swan song's calling even more. Apparently, the Dodgers are going to be all in on Tarek Skubal, and they've got like 3 top 20 prospects. So the writing's kind of on the wall. It sucked. I was trying to hold out as long as I could because it's truly like with that pitching staff, you're getting healthy. You see the offense the past 2 games has been there, but that bullpen is just dog shit. And again, I'm glad Scott Harris got nobody of value at the trade deadline last year to help this team at all.
7 fucking swings at it, too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad I didn't get invested in this season the way I've been in the past, at least particularly last year.
Well, it was kind of easy. I mean, it started off like shit.
Yeah. And they're missing a lot of the good guys, Skubal included. But it makes today easier if this is the last game because, what a fuck. I mean, that's just sad. I don't even understand as a Detroit Tigers fan, and I'm even just talking about for myself, you guys. It's like a spit in the face of every Detroit Tigers fan, in my opinion, to let this guy walk for nothing. I mean, you may trade him, but even in any scenario, free agency, trade, to let this guy walk out your door when you have a semi-competitive team. When healthy, for sure. And we're seeing it now as they've gotten hot and guys starting to come back. Javi coming back. He's on fire. You're letting him walk for nothing? That's just insane to me. I'm not saying nothing at the trade deadline. I mean, literally, you don't let him leave. Don't let him leave the fucking building. It makes no sense. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't want to win. They don't want to win. If they wanted to win, they'd pay Tarek Skubal.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Sucks. David Falling. Why are you talking baseball with a football thumbnail? Weirdos.
You're right.
It's true. The Tigers are dog shit, and they don't really deserve us talking about them.
Fuck them. Honestly, fuck them.
Yeah.
I need to make a poll. Do you want to tell us about Shamar Stewart? What happened today? Do we have the video, Chris? Do you have that one?
No.
Is that the practice? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to play the video. It's gross. Shamar Stewart probably done for the year. Looked like he tore his ACL and all of his knee ligaments in Bengals camp today. Was carted off the field after trying to get to Joe Burrow on a practice rep. And we're going to talk about it because Jahmyr Gibbs was not at training camp today for the Detroit Lions. First day of training camp, no Jahmyr Gibbs. He is holding out, wanting to get that contract done. And I know you've got people puffing up their chests and screaming at athletes to sign contracts, but it's not that simple. And this guy is a play like Shamar Stewart or Nick Scorton that we've seen already through, 5 training camp practices that 2 guys tore their ACLs and are done for the year. So if I'm Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm not taking that chance either.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed with Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't know if we should get into it right now. I was doing the poll for what you guys want first, but I definitely have some thoughts on that one. I just think it's a year where you have a new offensive coordinator. Fuck it, we're talking about it now. You have a new offensive coordinator. You have a new right tackle. Your former right tackle is moving to left tackle. You have a new center. We don't know what's going on at left guard yet either. By the way, he's missing too. I just feel like there's some cohesiveness that needs to be there. You're not in pads right now, and it's very minimal. I would just like to get in the motion of things, get an understanding of the offense and the surrounding pieces going into it. Will he most likely be fine? Sure, but we're coming off a year missing the playoffs. I'd rather that not be the case where we're just filling ourselves out later on in the year. Now, I expect him to get paid. As reported by Adam Schefter, he said it's coming up maybe in the next few weeks. So this could be a very short hold in, technically. By the way, I want to apologize to John Jansen. I thought that was complete crock of shit.
Yep.
I thought the guys that we drafted love football. I'm not even taking a shot at Jahmyr Gibbs that way. I'm just saying, we haven't seen that yet. maybe outside of Alex Zaloni, who was like made sense. He was like in the last year of his deal. Actually, he showed up for training camp. It was like a mini camp shit that he wasn't going to. Want to apologize to John Jansen because I should have called that report bullshit, and it was not. Jameer Gibbs holding in.
Yeah, hold in, hold out, whatever you want to call it. He's not at training camp. And, like, I saw people coping in the comments, like, it's not a holdout, it's a hold in. Okay, well, he wasn't at camp.
It is a little better.
It's the same thing. What's the difference?
I guess that's why I'm curious about, too. Like, in a hold in, are you in the huddle? Are you in the sidelines? Hey, what'd you guys just do over there? I'm saying, like,
he wasn't at camp.
I want you to be involved. No, he was there. He was there.
That's not what Nolan Bianchi said.
He didn't participate, but he was present. I like that better than Strep just not being there. You know what I'm saying? That way you can ask those questions. At least know what the fuck's going on.
He knows he's going to get paid. It's just pay this guy. You know, he's already got the season on his mind. The last thing he needs is to be worrying about a future contract. Just give him the security and pay him the money he deserves. And let's move on from it and have a great season.
Where did we see that he was there? Because I see Brad Galley right here said Lions running back Jameer Gibbs was not at the first day of training camp.
There's pictures of him coming in.
And Nolan Bianchi said Jameer Gibbs not present as Lions kickoff training camp practice.
Yeah, he didn't practice today. That's why they're calling it a hold in right now. Because he's there. He came to the building. Maybe he's negotiated his contract. Like I said, it could be done just as soon as this week, maybe. Adam Schefter's reporting that now.
I just feel like I just don't like that because what about Brad Holmes has ever said that he won't pay his guys? That's actually what we've knocked him for. Like, the money is going to come. I think if you're Jameer Gibbs, I think this is I won't go as far as to say it's like a bad look because I do feel like this is obviously common. It's uncommon for the Lions, but it's common practice across the NFL. But I don't like this. I think it's kind of pointless. I don't think that Gibbs is risking any money or anything because Brad Holmes has paid guys healthy or injured, doesn't matter.
Yeah, see, I disagree completely. I think it's going to get done, then get it done because, like I said, we've already seen throughout the first week of camp multiple torn ACLs, multiple ended seasons. If you are Jameer Gibbs and you are on the cusp of being the highest paid running back in the NFL, why would you risk going out there suffering a non-contact injury and your season being over?
Because the Detroit Lions are going to pay you regardless.
Well,
they paid a
it's good to say.
Injury. It's not good to say. You've seen it in action. They've done it.
Then do it right now.
If you are active at minicamp, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's why I was pointing. If they're in pads, I'm with you guys. Like, don't get hurt. But you were active in minicamp. It's the same shit you're running right now in training camp. Yeah. You're not hitting each other.
Well, time has passed since then. I mean, if you're a top 2 running back in the NFL, I would feel a great amount of disrespect if we're going into training camp and I haven't been paid my money yet.
He has 2 years left on his deal. It's nonsense. But again, I'm not get your money. I'm just disappointed. That's all. Because again, once more, I'll lay it out. New offensive coordinator. They're talking about wanting to get you the ball more in the passing game. Mm-hmm. You got a new right tackle, new left tackle, new center. Don't know what's going on left guard yet. There's some things that, I'd rather you gel with now. But it's a preference as a Lion fan. I think I'm allowed that, right? I want my team to be good. I think that's going to help you be good. But I understand him, too, wanting his money. And he's going to get his money. I just feel like it wasn't needed because we've always paid people their money. This regime always has. Aiden Hutchinson after injury. Ali McNeil after injury. They don't care whether they're talking about the injury. They're talking about paying Sam Laporta now.
Yeah, it's different with running back, though. We know that position is already finicky when you talk about guys wanting money or teams wanting to give running backs a lot of money. And, a guy that is extremely reliant on his burst and his quick cuts, an ACL or something like that could hamper his career. So, I mean, I'm not mad about it at all.
I don't think it's different. They're going to pay him. Unless, obviously, God forbid, it's like some insane. But you were active at minicamp. Like, what's the difference?
What are we waiting for?
I feel like at the end of the day, this regime has shown you nothing but trust that they're going to take care of their guys, and Jameer Gibbs is obviously the guy of guys.
That's cool. That's a good sentiment to have, but you can't just put your entire financial future on, they've done it before. Because now shit's different. You've got all these guys paid. They can't be as, okay, Lee McNeil, here's a massive contract, because they've got a lot of guys already on those contracts. So
that's just such an extreme, though, because you were active in minicamp. It's just kind of petty, is what it feels like.
I assume he was thinking he was going to get paid before training camp.
Yeah,
that's what I think the difference
probably.
is.
Yeah. And I want to, because some people are saying like 26, 27. I don't think it's that high at all. And I heard it was around like 20. 22 maybe.
I mean, that's probably why there's a holdout, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think it could be the agent, too. The agent in his ear, hey, man, he's saying exactly what Spinney's saying, but I just
hate Detroit sports.
But again, it is a hold in. I do want to preface that once more. Like, he is there. He's just not participating in practice. Like, I would rather that than him completely out of the building, not knowing what's going on, not what's being called, what's working, what's not working. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would prefer that, by the way. I mean, so I guess I'm not that upset about it because I do understand.
Yeah.
Get paid.
Makes 100% sense to me. And like I said, I know people are up in arms about it and screaming at him to sign the contract, but no, like, this is how negotiations work. Mm-hmm. And this is a guy that your offense is extremely dependent on this year. And he is going to be asked to shoulder a massive load. And I wouldn't want to, put my body on the line yet either until I was locked up.
And it might as well not even be like it might not even be like a petty hold out situation where I want 23 and this and that. It could be just as much as the Detroit Lions having to do what they need to do on the books with the amount of contracts they have. Mm-hmm. They've signed over $1 billion in contracts in the last 2-3 years. They got to put stuff in void years. They got to make sure it's fitting down the line. It could be that part of it that's getting done. Brad Holmes walking in today, it had one-word answers. What you feel? Brad Holmes was pretty I think he said radiant. Radiant. Yeah. So if you're radiant while you're negotiating contracts, you're probably pretty happy, and I feel like you're just doing the mathematics of it all.
Well, yeah, I'm not worried about it at all. Like, it's going to get done.
Yeah, I don't think it's a money thing.
The Lions need Jahmyr Gibbs. They need him. If they want to do anything this year, they need Jahmyr Gibbs. They're going to pay him, rightfully so. He deserves it. He's going to reset the market. He's going to be the highest paid running back, hopefully until Bijan gets paid. And that's why I wanted them to do it last week. And I know we're all penny pinchers in this town for elite players for some reason, but Jahmyr Gibbs deserves to be the highest paid back in the league, and he's going to get that. And I'm not worried about it at all, but I 100% see why he wouldn't want to participate in practice until he locks it down.
You about to say something, Kyle?
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you literally participated in practice, though, in minicamp. That's my only gripe there. Somebody asked in the chat, what number is too high? Is there a number that's too high for you when it comes to Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yeah, I mean, anything ridiculous, but it's going to be to $20 million a year, somewhere around there, 21, 22. So what's Saquon's making, like, I think
20.
Yeah, 20. It's going to be just over that. So like 21 million a year. Whatever. I mean,
would 23 be that too high for you or 24?
No. An extra million here or there is not going to make.
The only one I heard that I was like, oh, I made a face at today was I did hear 26 out there, and I was like,
that's crazy. I think anything past 24, I mean, like, okay, wow, but 25 is like you're just overpaying based on what the market's at. I agree. Now. I think we'll probably see a 21 or 22 million. I think that's realistic. Saquon's only on a 2-year contract. He's getting 20 million, so you have to take that into account. So it really just depends on how many years we're going to sign Jahmyr to, I feel like it's got to be over the guaranteed part. I think that's what the hang-up is going to be. I think that's what the hang-up is for most of these contract negotiations because, like, especially for a running back, you want to get the majority of that contract fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
And it's the, you've got the least amount of shelf life in sports, arguably, at that position. So when you can cash in for the amount of money that he's going to be able to cash in, you want to make sure it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know any of this, and this is just speculation, but if there's something that's holding it up, I would assume it's the guaranteed money because they got to be in the same ballpark when they're talking just straight up dollar figures.
Well, I think it's the math. I think it's fitting it in everywhere else with $100 billion you're spending in these players.
Well, you think about it, like, I mean, everybody knows that they're going to sign Jahmyr Gibbs to a contract. Like, that's a given. You don't get rid of David Montgomery and sign Isaiah Pacheco if you're, he's asking for too much money, you're not going to sign him. So I imagine there is, a financial aspect to this where it's like he probably does want, I don't know if it's more contract-wise, but that guaranteed money, like, Gibbs is probably going to get his way. Like, if he wants that money, you're not really in a situation anymore where you can't give him that money because you can't let him walk.
No, there's nothing the Lions can do. Like, the Lions have no leverage in this situation. What are you going to say? All right, we're not going to pay you, and then your running back one in the Super Bowl window is Isaiah Pacheco? No, it's not going to happen. They have to pay Jahmyr Gibbs, and they're going to. So it's just a matter of, like I said, it's probably just a guaranteed number that they're trying to figure out. And I would assume he's going to get a vast majority of his contract fully guaranteed.
All right, let's go to break.
Go to break. We'll come back. We got a lot of Dan Campbell quotes. We got a lot of audio. Some players hit the podium. So we're going to hear what Dan Campbell thinks about this situation and others. We've got Nolan Bianchi who stood out in the first day of Lions training camp. Make sure you stay tuned for that. But let me tell you about Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where everybody can get a full-body workout in 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $15 a month. So make sure you tap in. Planet Fitness. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
All Day IPA. Shout out to All Day IPA from Founders Brewing Company. Go enjoy it at an Art and Jake's near you on Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. You can get $5 shorts. So make sure you go check out All Day IPA from Founders Brewing Company. Michigan companies supporting Michigan companies.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever It's Live, WordSports.com. I'm Easy, must be more Raxter, Chris Skywalker in the building. We go over day one, Detroit Lions camp. We talked about Jahmyr Gibbs, who was there but didn't participate. However, more names were on that list. We had Kirby Joseph, Christian Isian, Mahogany, Brian Branch, and Giovanni Manu. Chris, we had that video of Dan Campbell talking about the injuries?
Yes, Dan Campbell injury updates.
Yes, sir.
Kirby, it'll everything that I told you in the spring still applies to that. You know, we've been working to this, but we're still in this. Okay, he's running on ground, man. We're starting to do change of direction, some of this, but we're not going to grind this for another 2 or 3 weeks, man. So I cannot give you a true answer. He's working his tail off. He's not really had a vacation. He's been here with our guys, busting his tail. So he's putting in the work. He feels pretty good right now. But we got a long way to go, and there is still an unknown. But I like where he's at. We like where he's at. Branch is doing well. You know, his will be obviously PUP. There's no setbacks. Take it as it comes, and we'll see. I'm sure late training camp, maybe early September he can start practicing. We'll see. But he's doing well. Who else? Izzy just had a little flu bug. We're going to make sure he's good to go. Hopefully by Friday we get him in practice here. Mahogany needs a couple of days, and then he'll be ready. Who else? Oh, Conklin. Conklin's going to probably be about 2 weeks here, somewhere in there. He's running. You know, he got a little calf back in the spring. We're hopeful. No setbacks. We're trying to be smart with him, you know, but hopefully get him back as soon as possible so we can get some reps on him. Am I missing anybody? I think that's it, right?
The one that he was missing was Giovanni Manu. Giovanni Manu on the non-active football injury report.
Do the Lions have the biggest injury report already day one of training camp?
I mean, no, that wasn't that many. It's 5.
It's like 6 players. Day one.
Gibbs is one. What's the chat poll at right now? I put Kirby in there. I put Branch in there.
41% Brian Branch.
Brian Branch. Let's go. my favorite fucking football player on this team at times. It's tough. I ain't gonna lie. It does switch because this team is full of fucking phenomenal football players, but I love watching Brian Branch play some football. He may be back as soon as early September. He may not have that 4-game situation where you're sitting there waiting for him. Maybe I'm jumping ahead of it. I don't know. I looked up the other safeties around the league that tore their Achilles as recently as 2020 and I think 2022 with our guy Tracy Walker. It's always been that like 8 to 12 month window. It's been like 7 months and a couple days for Brian Branch, coming up on the 8-month mark. We heard it from Daniel Jones. He might be coming back. I don't know what version of Brian Branch we're getting back, but I'm just happy to have the man back. Him falling in the draft, I think, was partly because of his athletic numbers. Mm-hmm. But the thing he makes up for is his presence, his, what's the word I'm looking for? His instincts. Yeah, his recognition, his instincts. I mean, that's why when you see him making these tackles or flying towards, he's fucking flying like a man on meth. He's insane out there. He's Honey Badger-esque, if I will. But it's because he knows it's coming. He's a fucking phenomenal football player. I don't think he needs a burst early on to be effective for the Detroit Lions defense. I fucking love that news. That's Christmas for me, boys. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, Brian Branch is one of the most disruptive defensive players in the NFL when he's healthy. It's that havoc score that they like to put out there where it's PBUs, tackles for loss, interceptions, turnovers forced, all of that combined. Brian Branch is always at the top of the NFL. You remember arguably the greatest head coach in NFL history to not win a Super Bowl saying, "We are specifically altering our game plan to make sure rookie Brian Branch wasn't on the field as much in the NFC Championship game." Like, this is a special, special player. And the Lions defense we talked about is in sore lacking of game breakers without Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch out there, and that's exactly what he is. He's a game wrecker. He goes in there and he absolutely demolishes the game plan of other teams. He's flying around the field. It's in the run game. It's in the coverage game. It's wherever you need him, whatever you need him to do, whether it's at strong safety, at nickel cornerback, outside in the red zone, taking one-on-one reps against wide receiver ones. Like, Brian Branch is one of the best defensive players in the NFL when he's healthy. He's always voted that by the GMs, by the head coaches. He gets his respect around the league for a reason. And if the Lions can get him back sooner than later to make sure he will be good to go when the playoffs start, it's only a good thing for this team.
Put it to you this way, too. Like, you brought up the exact thing I was going to bring up is, like, if you don't want to take our word for it, fine. I'm a Lions fan. Maybe I'm a little biased. Back-to-back years now, he's been voted as a top 5 safety in the league. Even after Kirby Joseph had his all-pro season, led the league in interceptions, Brian Branch was the one that was voted as the second-best safety in the National Football League. This year, with the injury, voted as the 4th-best safety in the National Football League. And it's everything we just said. He's all over the field in every single way. Run game, he's there for you. I watched Josh Jacobs like a hawk last year for fantasy football purposes. I'm like, I want this guy. I'm going to keep an eye on him, make sure it's like legit, right? There's some context to it. Brian Branch solos him. That's a man that never is tackled one-on-one.
Yeah.
Brian Branch not only solos him, lays him on his ass. And even Josh Jacobs looks a bit surprised, like, what the fuck?
Bijan Robinson, too. He decapitated Bijan Robinson in a one-on-one tackle.
Yeah. We watched it live.
It was awesome.
Spinny was barely live.
I was holding on for life.
And then in the past game, too, one of my favorite interceptions from him, and granted it's Sam Darnold, but he just won a fucking Super Bowl, so let's give him some credit, is against the Minnesota Vikings. I think it was last year or 24 on the road, where they're trying like some type of fucking like slant route. Not slant route, I apologize, an out route. And Brian reads it, cuts to it, fucking extends perfectly, picks the ball just beautifully out of the air. I love Brian Branch. I'm a Brian Branch stan, and he follows me on Twitter. Shout out.
And Lambertini with the super chat, he says, shout out heavies. I'll be here for about 20. Appreciate you tapping in, brother.
Shout out Lambertini.
And yeah, dude, I like Brian Branch is the prototypical player for what every single defense is looking for. That hybrid guy. He can play in the box. He can guard outside. He can stop the run. He can play in coverage. Like, there is really nothing defensively that Brian Branch can't do. He is as good as a coverage player as your best cornerback. He is as good of a tackler as your best linebacker. Like you said, his play recognition, there were multiple times. If you go watch Brian Branch tape in the red zone, it's some of the most beautiful defensive tape you can see. The play recognition, the dropping off, the guarding one man and then dropping off at the last minute to get a pass breakup in the other side of the field. Like, the guy is just an absolute stud. So the Detroit Lions, we talked about, need him if they truly want to do something in the playoffs this year. So getting him back to camp sooner rather than later would be great.
There was a comment in here that I did want to read. I'll walk it real quick, actually. Shout out to Labchino of the Super Chat.
Shout out.
BB is the only jersey I've ever purchased. Fun fact, as my son's first jersey as well. We got it from Packers beat reporter Pete. What's Pete's last name? Pakowski. And our Lions fans love to hate him. And the other great part about Brian Branch is we got him from the Packers.
Yeah. Took him from the Packers.
Dumbass pussy ass bitch. Oh, man. Yeah, Brian Branch's play recognition. I think even just as a communicator on the field, too.
For sure.
I'm pumped.
Especially with a young secondary, with a
new
new secondary, with guys that aren't familiar with certain positions. For him to be back there being the second coach on the field for that secondary is going to be important.
Boom, that's what I was looking for. Shout out to DNC ENT. He says, Brian Branch doesn't demolish game plans. He is the game plan next to Hutch. When they asked Aiden Hutchinson in the Super Bowl this past year, who's the best player you ever played with? Mind you played at Michigan when they were on their up-and-come, so they're going to win a championship. Obviously, he's played with some pretty good players here, too. He said Brian Branch. He said it's fucking scary when that guy's in the field. He's fucking zooming by you. You feel the fucking force and the wind fucking hitting you when he goes by. Just go. You want a Brian Branch game to appreciate for his comeback? Go watch him against the Bears week 2 last year, was it? My goodness. And they asked him, like, was this because Ben Johnson was across the field? And it's funny because Brian Branch he kind of like sounds like a kid. He's so young.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what a demon.
And he is the definition of like Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
Like off of the field, he is such a, reserved, mild-mannered guy. Yes, sir, no, sir, thank you, that type of stuff. When he gets between the lines, he wants to kill you and eat your children. Like, the guy is an absolute assassin on the field. And we talk about it all the time about how we don't want our defensive players to be nice. Like, you can't be nice and play defense in the NFL. And Brian Branch might be nice in the streets, but you get him on the field, and he is an absolute dog.
Yes. Shout out to Rich Baldwin. He says, if, there's no ifs with Brian Branch. He's going to be back early September. Yes. And like I said, his game isn't predicated off pure athleticism. It's off of play recognition. And that's why he's early to the ball.
Yeah,
and
Brian Branch is going to be fine.
Yeah. Chris Skywalker?
I mean, to me, it's the fact that, like, I have a lot of faith in him because you guys talked about it. Obviously it's the IQ, it's the instincts that separates him from most people at his position, but it's also the versatility. And I think you made a great point about the fact that this is a new secondary unit for Detroit that has to get together, and Brian Branch being out there sooner rather than later is great. And the only other thing I'll mention that you guys didn't, but it's just an obvious statement here, but it's something that I value a lot, is I value getting those reps. I value getting that time to get ready for, the prime time, the playoffs. So if he's going to be back in the quarter 1 of the season, that is just a phenomenal thing for the Detroit Lions, because it is a serious injury that he's coming back from, but giving 3 quarters of regular season football before the playoffs, before prime time, you got to love it for Brian Branch. I think this is going to be huge for this defense.
Huge.
They need it. It's absolutely essential for them to win, because this defense is going to win on gambles. They're going to win on the margins.
Yeah.
And there's no
greater
margin
turnovers
than Brian Branch.
Yeah, they need to create turnovers, and he's better at doing that than a vast majority of players in the NFL.
Exactly.
Brian Branch is what I like to think of when I look at that defense, just an absolute Swiss Army knife. He's the kind of person who can do it all, and when you get into crunch time scenarios, shout out, he will be the guy that is there to make the play. Mm-hmm. And speaking outside of just him elevating the team, him and himself, just as a player, the way he is as a commentator and as a leader with his voice on that secondary is only going to make these other defensive backs play to that higher level. Mm-hmm. So if we can get him back early, which granted our schedule is easier, it is going to put so much less of a load on the offense to try and produce, because our defense will simply be that much better with Brian Branch.
And I think our best weapon depth-wise is Chuck Clark. I'm not trying to tell you guys he's going to be an all-pro or anything. I just think he's the best guy.
Good player.
Because he can play a multitude of different positions. He's been around the league, been a captain, right? Like, that's the guy, if we could at least get Branch back, I'm comfortable with Chuck Clark at free safety. It's just him. I don't know. This is nothing but good news having Brian Branch back. And again, early September.
Shout out to KDW1994 with the super chat in there that he didn't say anything in and then retracted, but I don't think you get the money back, brother. So whatever you wanted to say, type it out in the chat, and we'll make sure that we read that one off. Appreciate you tapping in. We are going to go to break, though. Yes. We're going to come back, and we are going to talk about more Lions news. Chris, there's a video that I put in Slack of Kirby Joseph, if you can get that during the break. But first, tell us about Water Hazard, Skywalker.
Let me tell you about Water Hazard. Water Hazard is the very first canned vodka cocktail from Founders. It's a vodka-based cocktail at 5% ABV that's citrusy, refreshing, and gluten-free. Best served over ice with a slice of lemon preferably. Get $5 cans at any Art & Jake's location in Michigan on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Please drink responsibly.
For more Detroit Tigers coverage, make sure you subscribe to Woodward Tigers on YouTube. All Tigers, all the time. For the hardcore Detroit sports fans who can't get enough of the Motor City's teams. All season long, you'll get non-stop Tigers content from on-field interviews, post-game reactions, and roundtable insight from Woodward Sports.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. One's great. Two, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
Jahmyr Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Most people think energy comes in a 16-ounce can full of sugar and neon-colored liquid. But you guys, you know better than that. It's time to upgrade your game with Thrive Energy Pouches. This isn't your daddy's dip. Shout out Nick. It's a tobacco-free, nicotine-free mental powerhouse packing 300 milligrams of clean, smart caffeine, including alpha-GPC and L-theanine. No jitters, no sugar crash, and zero bloating. Thrive can be found online at dipstop.com. And remember to use promo code WSN for 15% off your entire order. And exclusively at all Market Fresh and Market Square locations. Thrive. Clean energy, zero distractions. They just effing work.
Shout out to you guys and welcome to the only place you need to be for the Detroit Lions training camp day 1 review. I'm Easy Watch Mo Raxter, Chris Skywalker in the building. I saw a comment from I'm Salty. Love I'm Salty. He's here often. He says, Chuck Clark the special teamer? No. Chuck Clark the starter.
He's going to start.
Chuck Clark who started for the Steelers last year, who came here and beat you.
Yeah.
Chuck Clark who broke up the pass on Isaac Tesla. That one.
Game-winning touchdown.
Show some damn respect, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, if Chuck Clark's a special teamer, that means the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl because that means both safeties are healthy.
Hey. I'll take it.
Yeah, so
yeah,
shout out Salty. Always looking on the positive.
I'll let him be a special teamer for sure. That's scenario.
Yeah.
Fuck special teamers. We got a special player. You got that clip?
Yeah, I got that clip that Spencer just sent.
Wait, what clip are you talking about?
The clip you were talking about before break?
Oh, Kirby? Yeah.
Oh, not Kirby. I was talking about J-Mo. I thought you had J-Mo.
No.
No, it's Kirby.
No.
Oh, I thought you sent the J-Mo catch.
Racist.
No. Oh, we could. I don't want to talk Kirby.
Well, I saw people talking about pupless but able to perform because Dan Campbell did mention Kirby Joseph in that thing. So I just wanted to put out this is what he was doing at camp today, which is a good sign, obviously. You see him doing uphill sprints with a resistance band on. And I know, obviously, that's not, a 1-to-1 correlation of NFL movement and stuff like that. But, I mean, that's undeniably a very good thing to see from Kirby Joseph. I don't, Dan Campbell said we're not even, he's got to learn how to run first. He's a baby or something. But it's a start and it's somewhere. So I saw somebody say, how could he be participating if he's on the PUP list? That's him working. He's working with the trainers. He's trying to get right. So you see him sprinting uphill with resistance bands on is a good sign.
See, so I didn't want to talk about Kirby.
That's actually really reassuring, though. That makes me super happy to see.
It wasn't a debilitating injury, though. It's a pain management one. That's don't really do much for me.
I mean,
I know he can come back and play. I see him doing the KC game briefly.
Yeah.
He had the bone bruise on top of that, made it extra painful. But it's I don't know. I'm not.
I don't know. You think about the injury, and it's like, man, can this guy even get out of bed in the morning? So seeing him being able to
the way people
work
are talking
out
about
like
it's
that a
kinda
little
crazy.
bit, it's got to be a little reassuring, you know?
Labertini with the super chat. He said, shout out to Big Amish and Skywalker, too.
Shout out Labertini.
Shout out to the
Amish
Booth boys
Mafia.
over there.
I mean, I guess
And
the one thing I
Palpatine.
would say, though, is he did say that his timeline's similar to Branch's, so, like, he could be there early in the season. We're going to win some games either way, man.
Like I said, again, with Kirby, just don't do it. It is, again, I don't want to fucking sound doom and gloom, but any snap could be his last. It could, boom, like that. So why not keep him fresh until the most important snaps of the season?
And shout out to Kirby Joseph. Yeah, getting that work in, rehabilitating. God bless him. Hope that works out for him.
Do you want me to send the
him
JMO
today?
video?
Yeah, for sure. I told you to send it earlier. In place of him today was Vontae Maddox. However, Easian was the one in place of him at minicamp, just setting you guys a situation of what's probably going to be maybe week 1 your starters. Today was Vontae Maddox, but in minicamp was Easian, who's out because of an illness, as you heard Dan Campbell say.
Just a flu bug, yeah. He'll be fine. Same with Mahogany and TC, which is good to hear.
I guess what we can talk about, though, Chris, while he sends that, you have the video on Dan Campbell talking about the secondary.
I do have that video. Here we go.
Fired up. Look, it's why we got Rock back. We went and got McCrary. We knew we'd get Rake back off injury. We drafted Abney. Certainly Dorse is back. So, Ironsides is back. We feel pretty good in that room of the competition and those guys between veterans, young guys, and ability.
Shout out Bjorn Ironsides getting a shout out there. That's Whiteside is who they're talking about that they call Ironsides. Yeah. But I think the biggest, I don't want to say question mark, but wild card for the Lions secondary is Ennis Rakestraw. I think Dan Campbell has been very, very stern with him being an outside cornerback. He himself has been stern with him being an outside cornerback. I think when you look on paper, in a perfect world, your best 1-2 combination on the outside would be Rock Ya-Sin and Ennis Rakestraw because they are big, they're long, and they're good in man coverage. And obviously, at this point, I can't hold out hope for him to play football, though. I can't keep doing it, being like, oh, well, he might be good this year, and then he just doesn't play all season again. He is an extremely big wild card for the secondary because if he slots in at that number 2 cornerback spot, then that provides you a little levity of, okay, maybe Rock Ya-Sin can play the nickel. Maybe not Terrion Arnold, definitely not him. Maybe DJ Reed can play the nickel. Maybe you can bump one of those guys to safety. What's going on with Keith Abney? The cornerback 2 spot is open, and I think if Rock Ya-Sin can stay healthy, I think he's close to the top of the list of guys that they want to see outside.
Today, and hopefully they come up with some footage of it. I'm excited to see it. I really, really wish I was there. Obviously, I want to be there every single day at training camp. But J-Mo was making some great catches, they said. A couple big catches on Ennis. And it was Ennis and Rocky Sin swapping in and out at the CB2 spot. But as they said, Ennis was the one playing J-Mo the closest.
Yeah.
I have the video. Is that the?
We'll get into that later. That's
which video he got?
The J-Mo one.
Okay, that's a different one.
But who is your what's your biggest wild card or your biggest deciding factor of the secondary? One guy, because we haven't talked much about Whiteside, and in the limited snaps that he showed for the Lions last year, he looked pretty good. And obviously, it's kind of grasping for straws now with the state of the secondary if we're relying on an Ennis Rakestraw who hasn't played more than 3 snaps in the league, if we're relying on Ironsides to be that guy. But who is your biggest wild card?
If I'm speaking, the obvious answer if I'm speaking in totality of the secondary is Brian Branch, but specifically these
cornerbacks
is Ennis Rakestraw because he was a second-round pick. There were some high expectations for him. Now, although Brad, sometimes he's second-round picks, him, Levi, Josh Pascal, they haven't panned out, so, to this point. Yikes. But Ennis, I've got to see from my own eyes. It came away, surprised. If you guys remember year 1 in training camp, I thought Ennis looked better than Terrion.
Yeah.
At certain points. And then I'm reading the stuff from today at camp, texting a few buddies. Ennis was the only one within the vicinity of Jameson Williams when he was going deep today, in which Jared Goff and J-Mo were dialing it up. I don't know if they listen to heavyweights or maybe some other haters talking something like that, but they said we got to get this shit down. I'm fucking sick of the disrespect, maybe from both sides. So I like to hear that. But and this was the only one in the vicinity of Jameson Williams on those routes. So I do like to hear that because second-round pick, there's supposed to be some promise there. And
supposed to be.
Whole thing has been injuries. It hasn't been he can't play. I mean, literally can't play, yes, but it hasn't been like he sucks when he's on the field. Yes, it hasn't been like a skill thing. It's been, can you fucking stay alive thing.
And that would be the biggest, to have like the reverse injury luck with a guy like Ennis Rakestraw, where like this is the year
I feel
he
my heart
stays
smiling
healthy.
Thinking about it, man.
We're fucking due. All right, like with all these injuries that we've had that have debilitated us, can we have 1 year where our second-round pick stays healthy and actually plays football games?
Swear, man, I was walking back from lunch listening to Sam Laporta talk about. I'm like, God dang, Sam Laporta, Brian Branch, Kirby, like every fucking.
They're
buddy.
so good.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But they've been coming back, getting hurt.
What's
Hopefully
in
it is
the
bright
water?
spot.
KDW 1994 with his super chat in there officially.
Shout out.
He says, as a Rams fan, I'm excited for y'all. Want to see my guy Goff win one.
Okay.
The Lions are on the verge of a Super Bowl. This is the year. It's giving me 2018 Rams vibes.
Here we go. It's a
I'll
Detroit
take it.
Ram right there.
Dude,
As a Lions fan,
A Los Angeles Lion. That
your
sounds way
team
cooler.
scares the dog shit out of me.
Absolutely.
So
Especially
hopefully
after they get Vita Vea.
Yeah, hopefully you guys get knocked off by somebody early and we don't got to see you, because that would make the trip a lot easier. But appreciate the support, man, and it kind of sounds like charity at this
Yeah,
point.
I'm not going to lie. That feels very
Oh,
charity.
you guys
It
are
feels like-
so cute. Look at your little cheeks. Oh, God.
The Turf Monster is claiming one Ram 100%.
Damn, chill. We
100%.
cannot do that. We
That
need
was crazy.
we need to not wish
That was
injuries
fucking wild.
upon anybody.
Someone's got to lose a leg.
Unless they're
McCreary
Green Bay
is
Packers.
going to be good. People need to remember he's a legit starter, says Ben Bauer. He's not a legit starter.
Yeah, I mean,
He's not. I mean,
like,
like
break, come back to that.
maybe for our secondary, but like he got his spot taken and then he got traded to the Rams and played more special teams snaps than he did defensive snaps for the Rams, and then they moved on from him after they revamped their secondary. Like, McCreary is a guy that will have to fight to earn a starting spot. He's not a solidified starter. But again, it's a good kind of battle to have. When you got guys like that have the starting experience and feel slighted, especially at defensive back. You know how they use these kind of mental gymnastics, the goldfish mindset that they have to have in this league. Something like that could drive somebody to win a spot. But
So we're coming back to that. We have video on and everything. What are you doing?
I don't know, man.
Gee.
Tell us
Play
about
video
mortgage.
now?
Save it for the show.
Let me tell you about Mortgage Pros. Looking for a career upgrade? Check out Mortgage Pros, the #1 mortgage broker to work for in the state of Michigan. We saw their incredible company culture firsthand at their annual block party. Their team truly loves what they do, and it shows. With 4.9 stars on Google and over 4,000 reviews, their reputation speaks for itself. So if you're looking for a new job, give Mortgage Pros in Troy a call at 248-416-1361. Mortgage Pros. Let the pros handle it.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
You're building a whole combat sports enterprise in the heart of it in Detroit, and that's what I think is the coolest.
I think with opportunity, right? Like you said, maybe you like to punch people in the face for real, and you know you want to be a boxer, and you have an option there. Maybe you don't like getting punched in the face, and you want to make, you know, you like the theatricals and the storylines, and so you have an avenue here. Maybe you start at one and then want to change to the other. I don't care. I just want you in the building and know that you have some place to go to explore that. Just having the ability to, what do you want to do and how do you want to do it to the best of your ability? And, you know, it all starts with the kids.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Buddy's Pizza, home of the original Detroit-style pizza. They've been doing it for 80 years. Deep dish. They got it all: bread, They got salads, they got chicken wings, they got meatballs, they got it all. Save 10% on it all with the promo code 10meal. That's 10meal, buddiespizza.com. Check it out.
Check it out.
They used me on the ad. I have raving reviews.
Easy variant.
What up, though? Welcome to we had a wild conversation in the commercial.
We're getting
break
old,
there.
boys.
Ain't even old things. It's like, yo, what are you doing tonight? You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the weekend to ourselves. We're not talking about on there. Welcome back to Whatever It's Live with Sports.com. I'm Easy to Must Be More Rex, Young Chris, Skywalker. We got Dom in the building as well. Smash the like button. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Share the stream. We're talking about the Detroit Lions Day 1 camp, going over some stuff that happened in camp. We were talking about a little bit before break. Shout Spinny, the nickel cornerback spot for the Detroit Lions. Do you have Dan Campbell on that, Chris?
Yes, I do. Let me find it. There.
As kind of nickel first guys when they first got in the building.
Who's that? I'm sorry.
Abney and McCreary.
Yep.
Does the plan change at all with them? I know you've talked about the ability to flex outside. Is there an early camp plan to maybe see what you got there, just in light of shifting personnel at the cornerback?
Well, they will take some outside reps. McCreary's played out. Look, so was Abney in college. Now, I know he just stepped into our building, but they'll take some of those outside. But we still want to, let them sink their teeth into some of this nickel. And look, we're going to let Raxter take a little nickel too on some of this stuff and see where it is. But all those guys got to be prepared to go outside. The guys we know who will stay outside right now are Reed and Rock, and then those other guys need to be able to, let's see if they can do some stuff inside.
So, yeah, it's probably going to be between Roger McCreary, like you said. Abney's going to have his opportunity as well, too. He said, I don't know if it was the last clip we played or that one just now, and I apologize for me, tell me if you're not listening. Or maybe it was one where he talking about Raxter specifically, but he said he would get a chance too.
Yeah, he said in that one that he'd get some looks at nickel, and I think it's good. Obviously, we talk about the versatility that this regime likes, and it definitely in cornerbacks. But I feel like Dan kind of has to doomsday prep his lineup now. He's got to be like, all right, if you're playing defensive back on this team, you need to know how to play every single position at defensive back. Outside, nickel, safety, it doesn't matter because we've seen everything go wrong. We've seen that you have a solid 1 through 4 when you're talking about outside corners, and all of them get injured. So, you need to make sure that these guys are ready. And, again, this team is not afraid to play guys out of position. This team is not afraid to put their best players at, Jack Campbell, put him at Sam. Brian Branch, put him at nickel. If you are good enough to play on this team, they are going to find a spot to get you in. So if Ennis Raxter is really out there dogging people all day, he's going to be your starting nickel when week 1 comes around. It is truly a battle, and they will play their best 11 players on both sides of the ball. So I think it's good, and again, I really do like Keith Abney going forward as that nickel. I don't know if they're going to put him there week 1. We know that they are somewhat hesitant to start rookies, especially when you have a lineup of guys in front of him that you went and acquired for that specific reason, like Roger McCreary and Anesian and all these guys that you're putting in that rotation. So I think when it's all said and done at the end of the season, you're going to see Keith Abney, taking the majority of those snaps at nickel, but to start, it'll probably be Roger McCreary.
I think it's Roger McCreary as well.
Yeah.
We do have Dan Campbell talking about why he thinks specifically he has so much hope in Ennis Raxter and why he thinks he's going to be an outside corner. You have that clip, Chris?
Yes.
Well, there again, the injury, just kind of the injury history with him has not allowed us to really see everything that he can do. But we know that's where he banked a lot of reps in college, was outside. He's got excellent feet, his hips, his change of direction. He's got ball skills. He can track the ball down the field. So there's just things that he's got about him, and there's a natural ability to him that you feel like is conducive to playing outside, and that's probably where he'll have most of his time. But yet, let's see what he can do inside too. Look, he's going into year 3. Although he hasn't banked a ton of reps, it's just, there's you begin to mature and you grow, and we feel like just from what he is internally, I'm not talking about the football player, but just you you mature, you grow, you learn, and so we're pretty excited for him this camp to see what he's got.
So that's Dan Campbell before practice, talking about the things that he's seen in his Raxter that helps him believe. He articulated it perfectly. I wish I would have said that when I came back from training camp that day. I said, this guy looks better than Terran Rowe. That's what I see. It's like the short distance speed, the change of direction. It was there. It was special. Today, again, starting reps at second corner between him and Rock Yassin. He was the only one able to stay within the vicinity of Jameson Williams. He contested Amon-Ra for a great catch. Yeah, Amon-Ra still getting the catch. But to be there with the All-Pro, I don't know. I like to hear these things out of this Raxter. Hopefully he can stay healthy. It's always been the question.
Yeah, it's, he's got the build for it. He's got the size. He's got the length. He's got the ball skills. He's got the man-to-man ability. So, again, though, I can't hold my breath. It can't be in my plans that Enes Raxter is going to be a player for this team this year because he hasn't proven to me he can stay healthy for more than a game at a time.
I can't even. I'd love to argue for content's sakes, but you're not wrong. Unfortunately.
It's a younger Mosley.
You fucking relax, Chris.
I mean,
you and Skywalker today. What is wrong with you two? We don't speak like that about players.
What do you mean? What has given you any inkling that he's not Mosley? Oh, I'm sorry. Mosley did have a couple first healthy years.
Speak your truth, Chris.
I did miss.
It sucks, but it's true. Like he's got to be able to stay on the field. That's the number one thing.
I like speaking positively. He's not gonna get hurt.
I hear you. Look, I'm hoping that he.
No, you're good, Chris. That's all I had. I had nothing else to say there, but I was fucked.
Yeah,
it's true. Unfortunately, fuck you.
It
Chris.
sucked, but I agree though. He would be the biggest X factor, of the
cornerbacks.
of the cornerbacks. Like I mean,
and I'm a Rock Yassin guy too.
Yeah. I thought that
started games last year, played against AJ Brown, looked phenomenal. Like I think Rocky's got the size. I think Enes could be special. I think there's that hope of him.
Coming into this, I do remember from the draft. I want to say it was you. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you
said he was ugly.
Somebody was saying that Enes potential wise you could see being even better than Terrion.
That was me. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
See?
I thought he looked better than Terrion in training camp. Both years, by the way. No. Last year, Terrion actually looked great at training camp.
You got a great chance to be right. See? I got you.
Skywalker, do you believe in his Raxter? Are you thinking Rock Yassin is going to take this job?
I like Rock Yassin a lot. I think if he plays how we want him to play, that'll be awesome. I hope he doesn't come out and shit the bed, which I don't think he will. Knock on wood. But, yeah, I mean, I think Enes is finally in a spot where he is healthy, and this will be his – it's been on his mind for 2-3 years now. He wants to go out there and perform and prove himself to this team, to this league, to everybody out there. So I think that there's definitely a possibility. Granted, he does stay healthy. But, again, the Lions franchise is a business at the end of the day. So if he does come out and we have to deal with more, injury issues like this, his future on this team will be in jeopardy, I believe.
Yeah. Because you don't have time to wait anymore, like we've talked about it, and you need bodies out there, especially with already trying to nurse back, your two safeties.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he can take that next step, but we'll see what happens.
Let's go. When we come back, I have an answer to a question that I guarantee a lot of people are wondering. That's who was starting at right tackle today for the Detroit Lions, but faced. Let me tell you guys about Icon Auto. It's the icon you can count on. They got 3 locations right here in Metro Detroit, I should say. I apologize. That is Madison Heights, Shelby Township, and Pontiac. They offer free car loaners and even pay your deductible at certain scenarios. Visit iconauto.com. It's the icon you can count on.
For more Detroit Tigers coverage, make sure you subscribe to Woodward Tigers on YouTube. All Tigers, all the time. For the hardcore Detroit sports fans who can't get enough of the Motor City's teams. All season long, you'll get non-stop Tigers content. From on-field interviews, post-game reactions, and roundtable insight from Woodward Sports. Jahmyr Gibbs. Breakout season loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone. Touchdown.
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Supreme Lending is the dream team. Call Chad and Chris. Their numbers are on the screen today. They got a 97% customer satisfaction score, 99% close on time, 0% down payment programs, and $500 off when you tell them Woodward Sports sent you. So if you're in the house market, get a house with Supreme Lending. Call these guys today, Chad and Chris. They're the best in the business. Check it out.
Check it out.
Listen, I'm a Detroit Lions fan. I hope Roger McCreary's great. I'm telling you, last year he was not.
He got traded for and then benched because he wasn't good enough for the Rams. And the Rams obviously did not like their secondary last year.
Correct. That's why I went and got Trent McDuffie. Didn't re-sign Roger McCreary, who we could have got for a hell of a lot cheaper. They said, fuck this. This guy sucks. I'm going all in. We're actually getting a guy that can play the fucking position. And, yeah, I see he ranked 27th out of 114 corners, but he also played 105th out of 217 available snaps. I'm sorry, he ranked 105th out of 217 cornerbacks in available snaps.
And there's a reason PFF is out of business.
Also a reason PFF is out of business.
Don Q with the super chat says Gibbs is waiting for Bijan to get paid. I mean, they're both. Are they in a Mexican standoff? Because Bijan's waiting in too. Yeah. Like
I'm telling you, it's the mathematics we're working on. Brad doesn't walk in feeling radiant if everything's not already in place, other than like what they had to stuff the money into.
There's
a lot of money.
They had all summer to do the math.
Yeah.
It's all right, man. Sometimes.
Like, look, I'm a procrastinator with my homework too, so I get it. But like, you did have all summer to do the project, man.
Bro, still doing
I'm not gonna
homework?
lie. It feels pretty fucking
grown man talking about homework.
He's doing his girlfriend's homework.
I am.
Shout out Nick.
The funniest was when Nick said that shit. Yeah. All right. We had a running joke about Nick's mustache and the type of girls he dated, and then that same week, his girlfriend happened to be graduating college.
Yeah.
But he didn't specify.
My girlfriend graduates today.
Yeah, the entirety of that week, we're making these mustache jokes, if you guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The type of girls he dates. He's like, yeah, my girlfriend's graduation party is this weekend.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Shout out to Nick. He's probably feeling today after that Tigers loss. But we're talking Lions.
Lions, baby.
Shout out, Nick.
The starting right tackle day one of Detroit Lions camp was Blake Miller.
Thank fucking Christ, dude.
Blake Miller got reps of first team tackle today at right tackle. Which is great news.
Yes.
I'm happy to hear that. That was my expectation, to be honest with you, just because they gave it to Larry Borum in minicamp.
They paid
but
him
they
so
could have
much
been,
money.
we said it before too, to put the carrot in front of the horse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, motherfucker, you got to come earn
You got to earn that shit.
And make sure he's like, fuck, dude, I better get my fucking playbook before we get back to training camp.
Mm-hmm.
It was Blake Miller today, which, say what you want, the pass blocking scenario, we'll find out, whatever. Run blocking wise, Blake Miller is tremendously athletic and fucking giant. We saw what Penei Sewell could do in space, just the mere presence of him, and cornerbacks avoiding him and hurting their other teammates to not even get touched by him. I think Blake Miller could offer that same availability when he gets 6'7" ass, gets in space in front of Jahmyr Gibbs. That's great news for a run game.
It's huge. It's huge. And I assumed it was going to happen. The Larry Borum stuff, did concern me a little bit, but Blake Miller needs to be your starting tackle all of next year. Blake Miller needs to be your starting tackle for the next 10 seasons. You drafted him in the first round, and that's what is expected out of a first-round tackle. Now, obviously there are going to be bumps in the road, so I don't want people to pile on Blake Miller when he misses a block on Micah Parsons one-on-one. Like, it's going to happen. He's going to be going up against some of the best edge rushers in the league, some of the most ferocious defensive coordinators in the league. So he's going to get tested, and he's going to lose a couple of those tests. But like Easy said, the undoubted improvement in athleticism is something that can't be understated, especially when you're looking at how bad the run game was truly last year. Obviously, you had Jahmyr Gibbs, so he would break out 70-yard touchdowns, and everybody's like, oh, look, the run game put up 200 yards in this game. Yeah, but that was because they had two 60-yard plus plays. And, in Calvin Shepard's words, if you take out those two 60-yard touchdowns, you didn't do much. So to get a more consistent run game, you needed a more athletic and physical presence up front. And we love Taylor Decker and what he did for the pass game and the stability he brought to this team and the time he put in for the Detroit Lions. But he was obviously on the back nine of his career, and the athleticism and the injuries were catching up to his ability to get out and run blocking. Blake Miller is going to be moving people in the open field this year. He might get got a couple times by a Micah Parsons or by an Andrew Van Ginkel or by some of these guys in this division, but he's also going to be putting people on their ass in the open field. So make sure you stay tuned to that guy. Make sure you watch his athleticism, his ability in the open field, getting downhill, getting to that second level, and just demolishing some secondary members.
That's everything I was trying. Yeah, get him in space, run scheme. That's what I need him here for. I think that's the basis of what this what this offense is going to be under Drew Petzing. That was his bread and butter when he was with the Arizona Cardinals. By the way, I know you're a big Cardinal guy. Have you seen the? I sent them to you.
I am not.
There was
Cardinal
more
guy.
today. More drops from Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah. And real quick,
y'all got to apologize to Drew Petzing.
Some people say it skips a generation.
He was cooking with,
Real quick, J-Rod313 said, who is the oldest offensive lineman on our team and age? It is Cade Mays at 27 years old.
Yeah.
He is the oldest starting offensive lineman you have.
And if you don't want to take our word for the athleticism behind this offensive line, how about the head coach talking about it in comparison to last year before we're even in pads, Chris?
Yeah.
You guys did a lot of revamping on your offensive line. How soon do you think you'll know what you have there, how it lines up, and are you confident it will be significantly better than last year's?
Well, Joe, it's a good question. I wish I could tell you we're going to know within 3 or 4 days. I know this. We got 4 days before we even get to pads. So there's a week that you're not going to truly know. So you don't know. I know this as fast as we can get them in the secondary to work together. Okay, these are the guys. Now we need them to work together and get as many reps as we can. So look, we're trying to figure this out as fast as we can. It's pretty exciting, really. It really is, because there's a lot of unknown, but we really like the guys in the room, and we feel like it's kind of like we just talked about with the DBs. It's a good veteran group in some areas, but yet young guys that are unknown, unproven. They got an opportunity. I feel like what comes out of that room, those 5, is going to be better than what we had last year. Is going to be an upgrade, and not just a little. I believe that.
By the way, that's Dan Campbell, who doesn't give you these. He gives you the gray answers. We'll see. We got to see him compete. He's telling you it's going to be better. I like the way he set it up, too. You got a bunch of young, hungry guys. You absolutely do. Spinney pointed out the oldest guy in this offensive line out of projected starters, 27 years old in Cade Mays. Also, coupled with arguably the best offensive line coach in the league, too, I'm expecting some special things out of here. I saw a couple comments in the chat, too. Who was at left guard today? Ben Barch was just starting left guard today.
Yeah.
And then second team was Scruggs, altering with Frazier.
Shout out. And it's we talked about, the Lions couldn't sustain drives last year. That was a big point of contention with this team. It hurt the defense, and it was already shitty. And it made the offense much more sporadic, and that's why they kind of failed against better defenses, was because they couldn't put together drives. Mm-hmm. Having the improvement of the athleticism and run blocking of this new offensive line, a younger offensive line, having the improvement and the run scheme of a Drew Petzing who knows what he's doing when it comes to complex run blocking and shadowing plays, you are going to see a night and day difference in this run game from last year to this year. They are going to be more efficient. They are going to be more aggressive at the point of attack. They're going to be moving bodies, not only bodies off of the field and off of the line of scrimmage, but they're going to be moving their own bodies at a higher rate. Like Deck and Glasgow, we loved them. They were old, they were injured, and they weren't the best at moving around. Now you've got a guy in Cade Mays and a guy in Blake Miller that are going to go out there. They're going to put them wherever you need to go, and they're going to move people at the point of attack. I said it before. I'll say it again. Blake Miller's going to catch a touchdown this year.
I'm way ahead of it, but I'm just looking at 2026. All you need at this point, Blake Miller works out obviously, is that left guard spot. I say they go invest in it next year in the draft. I mean, you got to.
Second round.
The amount that you have invested in Jared Goff and Jahmyr Gibbs, you need that offensive line. God bless Jahmyr Gibbs. He ain't great behind the line of scrimmage when people are getting on him. He's not the biggest guy in the world. But once you get some clean blocking for him, he can take it all the way to the crib for you any given moment.
Yeah.
We've watched it ourselves multiple times. Against good teams, bad teams, everything alike. You need to invest in that offensive line, and this year will be an upgrade, and that's your coach saying it before you even see him in the fucking pads, because he knows you got athletic units in between good players like Tate Ratledge, Penei Sewell. Something's going to happen. Good things are going to happen, I should say, specifically in that run game. And the run game, as I said before too, sets up Jared Goff, who I say is the best play-action quarterback in the National Football League, without a shadow of doubt, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you need it. It affects everything around you, and you don't have the fallback of, okay, we've got 2 elite running backs. Like, you need those guys up front to win. You need those guys up front to be on the same page, to be moving bodies off the line of scrimmage, and to be creating holes. And you talk about the explosion of Jahmyr Gibbs. This guy needs a fraction of an eyelash, and he's gone. Like, you just got to give this guy the smallest amount of space possible, and he will take it to the crib. So I'm excited to see that. You guys know I'm kind of a sicko when it comes to offensive linemen and getting, watching that, reviewing that, focusing on those guys. Yep. I'm excited to see them go out there and to use their athleticism, to use these guys. I expect to see a lot more. Easy might not like it, but the screen game to be involved, kind of those extension of the run game where you get guys out in space, where you get that pass rush to attack and you boop it over their heads to create some open gains, and that's where you get the big fellas down the field, and you really put the fear of God into some of those secondary players.
God, no. At least the JMO screen. That's more tired. It did work the one time against the Packers. I'll show some love in that one. The other piece of this athletic fucking offensive lineman of units is the rhythm and timing. That's what this offense is.
Yeah.
That's what Jared Goff is.
Yeah.
He's not a guy that turns chicken shit and the chicken soup. He's not going to do that shit for you. He doesn't have a flashy arm, can make any throw on the dot. No, it's who's going to be open. How are we going to set them up to be open? We need good play calling because we have great players. Get that great play of the ball, I let him do what he does. That's why you see Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, all these guys up there when it comes to leading in yak. That's what they do. Rhythm and timing. Give JG that 2.5 seconds. He's going to find the open man. And I have utmost confidence that Drew Petzing is going to cook up. More on him later, maybe. No, more on him later. I'm looking at you, too. I'm sorry. I just got to bash your Cardinals.
Well, no, let me say something. I don't know. Seeing these young, athletic offensive linemen be on this team and, be ready for this season, it's going to have such a great impact on this run game, which kind of like what we touched on. You have a top 3 play-action quarterback in the NFL. Like, I expect crazy big plays under Jared Goff and Drew Petzing in the play action.
Yeah.
It is going to be very Ben Johnson reminiscent. Like, the Lions are back, baby. Offensively, come on.
Yeah, the offense is going to be as good as it was under Ben Johnson. I wholeheartedly believe that because of the maturity of these players, because of the amount of weapons you have, because of the health that you're going to have to begin the season at least. It should be all things firing at once. And I just can't wait to see the hunger out of these guys too. Like, that's something that isn't talked about enough. The hunger of a rookie trying to make his name in the league. The hunger of a Cade Mays who finally got his opportunity, but isn't, it's not like he got the biggest, most lucrative contract for a center. Like, no, he still needs to prove himself as an elite player in this league. The hunger of a guy who doesn't need any motivation, but Penei Sewell to show all of the haters, right tackle, left tackle, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm the man. And they're going to bring that back. I think this team, the feeling, the aggression, it's going to be very reminiscent of those early Dan Campbell teams where they went out there and they took it because they were hungrier than you, because they wanted it more than you. And I really think, obviously, I said it before, there are going to be growing pains to start the season with this unit, with this offensive line, just because of the youth, because of the ability of some of these defensive playmakers we're going to see throughout the season. They are going to be a fantastic unit. I believe they will be a top 10 unit again when we look at the end of the season.
I saw a comment in there, and I apologize, I lost it trying to find it right now, but who was starting? The real question is who's going to be the next Dan Skipper. Today, that was Larry Borum. Larry Borum was starting both at left and right tackle. Not starting, I apologize. Second unit, left and right tackle, and then he played big tight end when they rolled out that unit. Which I thought that the 13 personnel was something that's probably going to stay in Arizona due to the Isaac Tesla and Greg Dortch and all the wide receivers we have. No, there was a lot out there today. Again, just
and it
day
shouldn't.
one of camp, but I'm not necessarily upset with that. That's how he wants to roll. I think we have the pieces to do it.
No, I like 13 personnel. It creates mismatches, and we remember why Ben Johnson and why some of these great offensive coordinators are so good is because they don't do things that are predictable. They run out of pass sets and they pass out of run sets. So getting more guys out there to kind of, throw some question marks at a defensive coordinator will only make your offense more unpredictable and will create more explosive plays. And when you've got the amount of talent that, like we talk about the tight end room when healthy, like Sam Laporta, Brock Wright, and Tyler Conklin is a damn good 1 through 3 when you're talking about a tight end room in the NFL. So it allows you to run more of those extra guys of that 11 personnel. So, I want to see the big bodies out there because we taught you establish the run, you dominate the line of scrimmage. That's when we've seen this team be good. And the flash and the Gibbs and the J-Mo and the trick plays and the touchdowns are what we remember from when this offense was elite, from when Ben Johnson had them working as the best offense in the NFL. But it starts up front, and it started with the best offensive line in the league absolutely dominating the line of scrimmage, which allows you to set up these trick plays and these shots down the field. So it starts and it ends in the trenches, and I think they're going to be better.
Yep. Everything we were just saying. All right, let's go to break. Come back. More Detroit Lions training camp stuff. Make sure you guys smash the like button while you're in today, too. Get your questions in, too. If you guys got questions, what happened at training camp, who's starting where, we got answers for you. Defense, offense, whatever it is.
Let me tell you about Mad Packs. Go to getmadpacks.com and find a store near you carrying the best product in the game. High-low pre-rolls, Boom Shock Luck Tarantulas, THCA Blizzard Pack Fused Moon Rocks. They've got gummies. They've got top shelf flour. They've got concentrates. Make sure you check it out. Go to getmadpacks.com and find it near you. Mad Flavor, Mad High. Mad Packs.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Listen, you don't know what's going to happen with the Tigers. It's a very stressful game in, game out. Why not relieve some stress with some great food, some great drinks, in the heavies? Thursday, August 6th, the Tigers take on the Seattle Mariners. We'll be live from Art Jake's Washington Township starting at 4:10 for all the actions. Plus, be there for your chance to win Tigers tickets courtesy of Founders Brewing Company. We'll be giving away 2 sets of tickets live during the watch party at Art and Jake's in Washington Township, August 6th. Don't miss it. I don't know why 6th was so hard to say. 6th. One thing I wanted to make note of before we went to break, and it's on me. I made a mistake. I dropped the ball there. There is a new tight end in the room this year. It was rumored to be this way, and it is now Jody Meeks, tight end for the Detroit Lions now too. And they're saying some good things. Obviously, athletically catching the ball, he's there, but the stuff he has to learn is blocking. Do we have the clip on Dan?
We do have the clip on Dan. Once his computer stops freezing.
The clip of Dan, I should say.
There we go.
So the other day, Kirby Joseph tweeted about Jackson Meeks and said that was somebody that you need to watch out for. And it seems like there's a transition for him from wide receiver to tight end. Do you see this as like a hybrid situation where he could maybe turn a 12-13 personnel play into an 11 just by going into motion, that sort of thing? Or is it, where do you see him and his growth?
Yeah, I think that's what we want to find out. We want to find out if there's something in there that he could be kind of this hybrid, H-back tight end, big slot, big skill. Felt like his skill set is can be showcased better at this role, at this position. You know, ask him things that he does well. Now, look, he's going to have to do some dirty work. There's no way around it in training camp for the reps, preseason games. But there's things that we'll ask him to do to see if he can do it. You know, and we just felt like this gives him the best opportunity to be the type of player that he can be, but also maybe help us see if there is something there. So yes, absolutely.
Now, obviously, if Jody Meeks makes the team, it's probably going to be like tight end 6 or something. You know, like he'd be deep in the chart. But I just wanted to bring it up. It was brought up multiple times today through the reporters. Some people spoke with him after the camp, too. And the way they speak of him at the tight end position. Remember what he did in preseason last year as a wide receiver. But the way they speak of him at the tight end position, they say he should be something special. So we'll see. Wide receiving-wise, obviously. You're not probably looking towards blocking.
You're not baby boy. You're still Jody, though. Like, this guy he's a big dude. He can play that position. And, like, that type of tight end is even more of a nightmare for defenses to guard. That is literally just a big wide receiver. So you look at success of a guy like Isaiah Likely playing that role. And I see a comment in there from Ben Foster. He says, it sounds like he's on the bubble and they're trying to fit him in somewhere. It's absolutely where he is. And then Lil Boulevard says Tesla's on the bubble too. No, he's not. But, yeah, Jody Meeks is absolutely on the bubble of making this roster or not. And I think when you show this team that you have the versatility to do that, to play tight end snaps, to play wide receiver snaps, to play, maybe an up back on the kick return, to do different things like that, you're going to have to earn your spot on this team. So I think trying to fit him in somewhere is great, but, shout out Jody Meeks, a.k.a. Jackson Meeks. He is going to try to do anything he can to make a spot on this roster, and this team obviously likes him, and they're trying to find somewhere to put him. So that is a good thing for him.
Let me find where it is. I want to read the quote from him. It is what it is. Let's go on to wide receivers. Let's talk about what you guys really want to hear. Let's watch what you guys should see. As this Jamison Williams one-on-one rep against, was it DJ Reed?
DJ Reed.
You got that one, Chris?
Yep, got a loop too.
Bet. Oh, there we go. I was like, what? They said Jamie was getting active in deep comeback routes. They also said, and obviously that's a tight catch. That's, I'm saying, that's not a fucking wide open thing right there.
Yeah.
For sure.
DJ Reed looked healthier, faster, notably quicker than he was after the hamstring injury last year. And I guess it's all he was rehabbing this offseason. So that's excellent news, because I know the secondary is a big concern for a lot of people, but obviously Jamison Williams.
Per Nolan Bianchi, Jamison Williams was his biggest winner of Detroit Lions offensive camp.
Yep.
And that is great to hear. This guy is a special player, and if he only continues to get better in the type of analytical work that he has to do as a wide receiver, whether it be route running, breaks, different things like that, it's just going to improve his stock even more. So it's good to hear that J-Mo hasn't skipped a beat and he's out there still torching defensive backs.
But if you take away his speed.
Yeah. If you take away his speed, is he still the fastest player in the league?
Yeah, some of the stuff that Rodgers was putting out there, too, was the fact they were the deep balls they were trying to connect with. Isaac Tesla, Jamison Williams. But the uncharacteristic part about it is, Goff's ultra conservative.
Yeah.
He'll throw the ball at the ground if he's scared that, a guy can get his hands on it and take it the other way. They were throwing him covered. Like Ennis, they said, was down there. Chuck Clark was down there in coverage, and Goff said, fuck it, I trust my guy down there. Missed Tesla on one, and then J-Mo took one in between Ennis and Chuck Clark.
It's practice.
Mm-hmm.
It's practice.
It's practice. But I'm only reporting what happened in practice. You know what I'm saying? I ain't telling you that's what's going to happen this season. But so far, day one of practice, that's what's going on. Jamison Williams catching a lot more deep balls.
Yeah, and it's like we talked about, the run game being back, or presumably the run game being back, is only going to open that play action up even more. And that was absent from the Detroit Lions offense last year. You had no threat of a play action because you couldn't consistently run the football. So that aspect, which Easy said, is Jared Goff is probably the best play action quarterback in the league. Having that back in your offense is going to be extremely huge, and that is where a guy like Jamison Williams can just be the absolute dagger in a game. Because if you bite on a run fake and you're one-on-one with Jamison Williams, you better hope he drops it.
Shout to Uncle Stupid in the Nova Sports chat. You're absolutely correct. It is Jackson, not Jody.
Yeah.
Jody Meeks was the Philadelphia Sixers sharpshooter.
Detroit Pistons sharpshooter.
Piston.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Yeah.
Do we
Detroit
remember him as a
Pistons
Piston?
legend
Remember
Jody
him as a
Meeks.
Legend.
Legend. Detroit Pistons legend.
And 2K
Jody Meeks.
for sure. I don't know about Pistons.
Pistons legend Jody Meeks.
Relax.
He balled on the Lakers too.
Relax.
He's a nice NBA player.
Boulevard. Tesla was drafted for no reason. That's the only thing that I was grossed out about to hear the 13 personnel stuff. So you made such an investment in Isaac Tesla. He showed you something too. I would like for him to be on the field more.
Yeah.
And that's the guy who was in love with the pick. Not as a player, but what you gave up to get them. But like you got him now. You gave up a lot to get him. He showed you some promise. Let's fucking get him on the field.
He's gonna get. He's going to be had the third most snaps amongst wide receivers on your team, and as he should. Like he shouldn't be getting snaps over J-Mo or Amon-Ra, but
I want him with snaps over Brock Wright.
He's at tight end. I don't.
Not at tight end. I'm just saying, like, fuck the 13 personnel. Get that kid on the field more. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Unless, you know what I'm saying, my guy TC comes back, the calf gets a little better, you know what I'm saying? You know, TC, get all the snaps. You get the fattest contract the very next year. There was one more
Tesla is going to be a practice squad legend, says Lil Boulevard. He had 6 touchdowns last year.
That was kind of disrespectful.
Like, I don't know why guys hating on him so much.
That was too far. All right, you went too far that time. All right, we're going to throw the flag. That's a yellow card. We're keeping an eye on you. Don't fuck this up.
He says, you casuals think we're running 6 wide receivers and 7 tight ends on the field.
Who says that?
You know, like, you got to have more than 2 receivers to play football.
I think he's talking to the chat.
No, he's not.
Hey, he's not talking to us. We didn't talk about having 6 wide receivers in the field.
Yeah.
Let's go to break. Let's come back. Let's talk defense. I got an update at the will linebacker spot that was eye-opening to me. Maybe I'm reading into it a little too much. I think something slipped during a Derek Barnes interview. That we got that press clipping, but faced. Let us tell you guys about Yaldo I Center. If you are looking out in the field and you're seeing 6 wide receivers and 7 tight ends at the same time, you're just not watching what's really going on. You need to get your eyes fixed. Hit up the Yaldo Eye Center. Visit yaldoeyecenter.com/1699. Save yourself some money. No more money on the contacts. No more money on the glasses. A one-time payment. The surgery gets you under 8 minutes, and most people are seeing 20/20 the very next day at the Yaldo Eye Center.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
You're building a whole combat sports enterprise in the heart of it in Detroit, and that's what I think is the coolest.
I think with opportunity, right? Like you said, maybe you like to punch people in the face for real, and you know you want to be a boxer, and you have an option there. Maybe you don't like getting punched in the face, and you want to make, you know, you like the theatricals and the storylines, and so you have an avenue here. Maybe you start at one and then want to change to the other. I don't care. I just want you in the building and know that you have some place to go to explore that. Just having the ability to, what do you want to do and how do you want to do it to the best of your ability? And, you know, it all starts with the kids.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. Jahmyr Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Loom. Go to loom.com. Make sure you check it out. Use promo code WSN30 to get 30% off your entire order. And make sure you snag some of those Buzzin' energy drinks. 7.5 milligrams THC, 100 milligrams caffeine in a can. Check it out. Loom.com. It's Loom Cannabis.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever It's Live, WoodSports.com. I'm Easy, do my spin more reaction. Chris Skywalker in the building. Smash the like button. Be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. The only place you need to be for your Detroit Tigers. Whoa. Detroit Lions.
Oh, gross.
Training camp news. I'm sorry. I was just rolling there. We've talked about Jameson Williams, some tight ends, who's starting where. If you guys missed, we talked about who's starting at right tackle, who's starting at left guard. If you missed the left guard thing, today was Ben Barch. Until Mahogany's coming back, which he's supposed to be back in like a couple days, Dan Campbell made it sound like.
Yeah.
Defensively, we've been asking like who's going to be almost like that 11th man on the field because the league, or at least Kevin Shepard's talking about watching around the league, the good defenses, they always have that nickel spot out there. We don't necessarily have a nickel on the team right now. They're going to battle out between Abney, McCreary, maybe Ennis Rakestraw, but the other option is a third linebacker. Today, I think Derek Barnes let slip that he might be moving to the will. I don't know how I feel about that yet. I'd have
Shout
to
out
dive into
Jameis
some
Winston.
film to have a strong take on that one. But here's Derek Barnes talking about possibly playing a little more. Actually, he was asked about the snaps he'll see. He's the one that brought up the will. I think he slipped. He let something slip.
Obviously, in an increased role this year, being in the nickel sets this year, being a guy that might play close to 100% of the snaps.
Yeah, a day at a time. I go back and I watch film on, Alex and how he did things, his technique, what made him a great player. It's just kind of mimic that and be the best I can be. Learning each and every day. I know it's kind of the role of going from, Sam to Will. It's one of the it's an adjustment, but I've been doing this since I've been here. So I wouldn't say it's easy. There's a lot of things to learn for sure, but it's not foreign to me. I'm super excited for the role and for the challenge. Got to come out here and earn it every day. That's what I told myself. I want to take myself back to, when I first got here and how I had to, work my way up to be where I am. And that's just my mentality all camp and the whole season is I got to earn it each and every day, which I will. But I'm super excited for the role. I'm learning a lot from, obviously from Jack, who's been out there playing nickel and base. Learning a lot from Shep, a lot from Ham, Dave Carell, all those guys in the room. So, they're going to get prepared to be able to do it. So,
now, again, I'll have to watch the film and the coverage to have a strong take either one way or another. I do remember he got that interception to seal the deal to go to the NFC Conference Championship game against the Buccaneers. Solid. Shout out to him. I think it was right after he had a kid, too. I mean, that's some legendary shit.
Yeah.
But he just talked about going from the sand to will. And I think that's when you're moving to that nickel stuff, you're putting the extra DB on the field. And then you have two linebackers, and you want them both to be solid in coverage. Right now, it sounds like they're expecting that to be Derek Barnes, not Malcolm Rodriguez.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Like I've talked about, the Lions like having their 11 best players on the field at all times. And if there are two linebackers on the field in any sets, their best two linebackers are Derek Barnes and Jack Campbell. So his coverage ability, we've seen very high highs, like you said, an interception to seal a playoff game, and we've seen very low lows, like him getting cooked by Jameis Winston on the outside. But I think that when you're in that situation, when you're taking a linebacker off of the field, it shouldn't be Derek Barnes. I can see that that thought process and that line of thinking. The Lions like to have their best guys on there at all times because, when he is out there at will, who's to say he's not still blitzing? And they're using the nickel to fill in that coverage role, and he's still going to be a guy coming up the middle, or maybe his coverage is more in the flats rather than actually running down the field with guys. So just because he's a will doesn't mean he's going to be covering the tight end or covering the flat guy. They're covering the slot guy, excuse me. There are going to be different opportunities where they use him at that spot. I think they just like having their best 11 players on the field, and I think undeniably your best two linebackers are Jack Campbell and Derek Barnes.
I don't think it's undeniable, at least in this specific scenario where it's a coverage one. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a pass play, he's going to be in coverage like it or not. I'm not tripping over it. You know what I'm saying? Again, I got to dive into film to have a strong take either way. I really do. I do want to read a super chat, though, from Dante151. He says, now, wait a minute. I was told that J-Mo couldn't run different routes. Was I lied to? Well, shout out to Heavyweights and the other shows. Today, J-Mo was running the deep comebacks. That's his goat. That's his route.
And why would you run any, I know we like to have, these super deep route trees. That is an unguardable route. A deep comeback with Jamison Williams is unguardable. Because you have to be in a dead sprint if you're going to keep up with him down the field, and then when he cuts it off, there's nothing you can do. And if he fakes that, then it's a touchdown. You don't need many routes when you got that kind of weaponry. Elgato with the super chat as well. He says, "What up, ninjas?" And punk ass Nick.
Oh no, he said pink ass Nick.
Yeah, but he meant punk ass.
Punk. That's funnier. Pink.
Pink is funnier.
I'm gonna call Nick Pink.
Pink. What up, Pinky?
Little pink ass little boy.
Nick is not here.
Nick's probably getting out around September, I think it was, right?
Yeah, I think he's set for bond.
Yeah, I think it's the same kind of thing as Brian Branch.
Okay, okay. But you guys can donate $20, send hot meals to Nick on Thursdays.
Yep.
He's just in the slank.
He's holding pockets right now, man. We feel bad for him.
Hold my pocket.
He's pink where he's at right now. That's for sure.
I don't know if he's going to be pink for much longer.
Jesus.
But yeah, Derek Barnes stepping into the Will role again. Is Malcolm Rodriguez astronomically better at coverage than Derek Barnes? I don't know if I can say that one way or another. And I think they are more comfortable with him being the linebacker out there. And I get it. We saw Jack Campbell in the Sam roles when they were we got to get this guy out on the field because he's such a monster. He's not going to be a Sam, but we're going to put him at Sam. And so I think that's what it is. I think it's just having your best 11 out there.
Kruger says, too bad Jared Goff's noodle arm can't make it all the way out there, and J-Mo has to turn back to catch it. That's the comeback routes. It's designed from the comeback.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right.
He does have to slow down sometimes for the deep ball. But again, I think that's what they're practicing today. According to reports and some of the people I was texting with, is they're corking it downtown, and they're giving the receivers opportunities to catch it even with guys on them. I think Jared Goff's trying to become comfortable with that because you do have some dogs.
Shout out to our guy Krug Daddy with the super chat in there.
Shout out.
You just read the comment, so shout out to you, brother.
A J-Mo deep route comeback into a lateral would be so electric.
That would be tough. That would be
I
tough.
feel like there's a good chance
they do it.
I don't know if I want J-Mo throwing the ball though.
Yeah,
even a lateral.
J-Mo's decision making after the Commanders game.
Yeah,
it's crazy that one throw and we're just like, nah.
And it was also like everybody said, not him. So it's but
Ben Johnson's so nasty for even bringing that back, man.
But that it was sick. And teams used to look out for it after that too.
And then for now you started doing it.
Yeah.
We were influencing fucking.
To be fair,
the
Chiefs did it to us with Travis Kelce and LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah, but they don't do a design like we did. They just Travis was throwing that bitch out.
It could have been. I mean, who's to say?
Andy
said
it.
Yeah.
He's the one to say.
Travis he said Andy hated it when I first started doing it, but it worked so often.
Just imagine the two things that NFL locker rooms universally agree on is one, that Stephon Diggs should not date your sister, and two that J-Mo should not throw the football.
That's true. That is true.
That's crazy.
I think that the Detroit Lions linebacker room is going to be, I don't want to say concerning, because we've talked about how it's kind of a luxury to have multiple elite linebackers on your team in the modern NFL, but it's going to be a point of contention, and I think everybody's going to jump on a single mistake that either of these guys make, whether it be Malcolm or Derek Barnes.
100%. Sorry, I had a burp stuck in there. There's a comment I want to read here on J-Mo. Everyone is trying to nerf J-Mo. Let him does what he does. He's got that superpower. Let him use it.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
with you. You don't got to stop doing what's working if it's working, and just let him perfect that. It's like you'd rather perfect, one punch or one kick than 1,000 others?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the saying is. You guys know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, don't know.
That's how I feel with J-Mo. It's like a martial arts saying. You'd rather perfect one hit versus trying to do a bunch of others.
Yeah.
Pray for the defense.
The defense is going to need it. They're going to need it, man. It's not something that is going to be solved overnight. And we've talked about Brian Branch possibly returning to practice or returning to game stuff by September or late September is an extremely good news for that defense because what he can do, because the amount of levity that he provides. And when you have a questionable linebacker core, having the two best safeties in the league behind them helps a lot.
And I'm gonna do a segment at some point during this offseason. It's gonna be, and we did this before our first year, like your guide to how to watch the 2026 Detroit Lions, because there's gonna be some fool's gold in the schedule. Like, mind you, keep in mind everything we're talking about this defense right now, because we see it as it is in like a playoff scenario, Super Bowl scenario, right? Come regular season, games against the Saints, games against the Jets, games against the Panthers, Cardinals, whoever ends up starting in Minnesota, the Dolphins. Titans. Our defense is going to have some games where we look damn good. Damn good. But there's going to be certain things, certain pieces of context you need to follow to make sure it's a real deal or not when they make the playoffs. I'm going to give you the whole breakdown on how to watch it. But until then, let's go to break once more. I'm coming back. I'm attacking those Cardinals. But Feist tells about amnesia.
Let me tell you about Amnesia. Make sure you check it out. The Amnesia Switch. It's got 2 different levels or 2 different flavors of THCA Diamond in a single device. You press a button to switch between the 2 or hit them both at the same time. Find it at a dispensary near you. Just ask for the Amnesia Switch.
For more Detroit Tigers coverage, make sure you subscribe to Woodward Tigers on YouTube. All Tigers, all the time. For the hardcore Detroit sports fans who can't get enough of the Motor City's teams. All season long, you'll get non-stop Tigers content from on-field interviews, post-game reactions, and roundtable insight from Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Jahmyr Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
I cannot wait to go watch Derek Barnes and his snaps and pass coverage. Before I do so, I'm going to partake of some Gold Crown. I'm going to be feeling excellent, all right? 1.5 grams, quad infused, Keef coated, live resin, TCA diamonds, and terpenes, all packed into one. Michigan made, top tier, no shortcuts. Next time you hit the dispo, don't think, just ask for the Royal Jesters, because if you're going to smoke like royalty. Only with the accent because I fucked up like the first word I said in that. I had to just keep going with it. What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live, WoodwardSports.com. I'm easy joined by Spin More Reaction, Chris Skywalker in the building. Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream.
Share it.
I just want to give everybody the chat because I know who you are. We know who you are. We've had an intern tally your names in the Drew Petzing disrespect. All right, worst decision in Detroit Lions history. I just want to give you more context of what he was working with last year. Not only was he missing half his offensive line, not only was he running Michael Carter Jr. as his running back, and whoever else could play that week other than him, I kept bringing up the fact that Marvin Harrison Jr., was he a high-end pick? Yes. Has he been that on the field? No. Do you got this tape, Chris? If you follow me on Twitter, have you already seen 2 of these things that dropped already? The practicing for the Arizona Cardinals, they got the new coach. They get the training camp early. They get the week ahead of us.
Where did you send it?
Let me check. I may not have sent it. I think I downloaded it, and maybe I just didn't send it. And
or
I'll
is
get
it
to you
that
shortly.
other video?
That
246?
Yes.
That's it?
Yes, the one the Cardinals. Okay. You fucking dingus.
Yep, I have it.
Watch Michael Wilson versus Marvin Harrison Jr. Oof.
Nice.
Shooting the route before it too was sloppy. Look how clean that is. Look how clean that is. Sloppy.
Oof.
Drop.
That's
Sloppy
bad.
and droppy. Clean. Well, look how sloppy he looks.
Yikes.
Watch the compare. Clean, crisp.
Generational bust.
The Cardinals, as a team, they're bad. I don't know why this needs to be pounded in or reiterate to anyone.
Yeah.
They're not a good team. Marvin Harrison Jr. included. Was he a high pick? Yes. Has he proved that to be that talent on the field? No. Had Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. Different running backs every single week. And Drew Petzing still cashed in. I believe it was a top 10 passing or top 10 running last year.
Running.
He can cook. And now he's coming here to Detroit with Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Isaac Tesla. You guys should, I'm telling you, this guy's gonna cook.
And I saw Cartier in there saying Petzing might ruin J-Mo, which is just, it's ridiculous. You saw Michael Wilson last year, 78 catches, over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. I think we all know that Jamison Williams is a better wide receiver than Michael Wilson. And what you have here is just a bounty of weapons. The creativity is going to flow from Drew Petzing and Mike Kafka. Like Mike Kafka, Dan Campbell spoke to it about him opening up some of those downfield shots. He's very good at creating these complex route designs where it opens up space for other guys deep in the deep thirds of the defense. So I think Mike Kafka is going to be a really big factor of the Detroit Lions' deep passing game having a lot of success. I liked him a lot as an opportunity to be the offensive coordinator. And so them combining, I think, is going to be pretty nasty for the league.
Shout to I'm Salty. He says Drew Petzing's done nothing in the NFL. No, you just haven't done your homework. I love you, I'm Salty. You're in here a lot. I appreciate you supporting, watching the show, rocking with the boys, but we got to come correct. That's my own. You guys can come at us. You guys, pause. You guys can hate on us. You guys can hate on Petzing, but come correct. Don't just come in here blank saying shit. I love you. I love you, Salty. Don't come here calling Chuck Clark up special teamer. Don't come in here and saying that Drew Petzing hasn't done anything in the NFL. He's cashed in top 10 rushing seasons with a shitty Arizona Cardinals team. Last year, he finished with a better passing offense than Mike McDaniels. With fucking Jacoby Brissett. He can cook. He just hasn't had great ingredients, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah. It's not like he had a bounty full of fantastic players in his time in Arizona.
2023, they were 4th in rushing. 2024, 7th in rushing. 2025, 5th in passing. Last year, that offense, Jacoby Brissett, 5th in passing. With that chump at wide receiver, all due respect to Marvin Harrison's father, Junior ain't it. Like you said, sometimes it skips a generation.
Sometimes it skips a generation. I'm excited to see how Sam Laporta translates to a Drew Petzing offense when a guy like Trey McBride is, considered a top 3 tight end after last season. So I want to see how he uses him as a weapon. I think that'll be a very valuable asset and someone he goes to a lot just because it's familiar.
Yeah.
Y'all were glazing Johnny Morton last season. I wasn't glazing shit about Johnny Morton. I was not a fan of it. As a matter of fact, you guys were mad at me for not being a fan of it. Probably you specifically if I go back and watch the chats. I didn't want the old geezer at offensive coordinator. I want the young guy with a big fucking head like Drew Petzing. I want the young, smart, innovative offensive mind. Not the guy who's been rocking this shit since the 90s. Like, we're just going to run it. We're going to throw it deep. Everybody run deep. And you got Jared Goff, who needs to get the ball, a timing and rhythm quarterback, who needs to get that bitch out under 2.5 seconds. And you got everybody fucking running down the – what the fuck are we doing?
I do remember, though, there was – and that's our job to kind of at times, look at this over time. And I do remember that a point of conversation became, well, look at the weapons we have here versus what Jim Jingleheimer Smith had in New York.
Yeah.
And I know that was a conversation, and that's the conversation we're making now with Drew Petzing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, it was.
I go point figures. I didn't say it.
It was.
I say it.
Yeah, last year was. This offense is idiot proof. Like, you have so many weapons that anybody can come in here and drive the car. And John Morton had success with subpar weapons in New York. But when you have the amount of talent that the Lions have, it's kind of hard to fuck up the offense. And, the offense obviously underperformed last year, but it was still top 10 when you look at the stats. And that's with firing that guy mid-season. Drew Petzing is different. He's cut from a different cloth than what Johnny Morton was.
I'm Salty. Again, love you, brother. This is easy. You don't get enough of calling out my name when I don't take phone calls anymore. It's because it takes like yours. I'm fucking with you. I mean, that's honestly partially why. But the real reason, we don't even have the phone set up right now. It just wasn't, I don't know. I think internet shows don't need phone calls. Does Pat McAfee do phone calls?
No, you don't need phone calls when you got a live chat.
Yeah, we just read off the chat. Send a super chat. I've been reading your chats. I've been going back at you.
Mm-hmm.
Stop reaching. It was the whole coaching staff. He was going off of Dan's game plan, you dumbass. No, you dumbass. Did you watch how the offense switched up when they called in Dan Campbell, when Dan Campbell took over play calling? Did you see Jameson Williams come alive in the offense when Dan Campbell took over play calling? Dumbass.
Yeah.
Do you watch the routes? Do you watch the tape? Dumbass. Or you say shit out your dumbass. That's again. You can come, be angry, talk shit. Come correct. All right? Like, what? Do the fucking homework first before you say stupid shit and call names. Like, you sound like a fucking idiot.
Yeah. I mean, some people just...
That was Dan's guy, though. You're correct in that.
It was Dan's guy. It was Dan's guy, and he learned from that. because he didn't hire his guy next. And we've seen the track record. When Dan Campbell hires his guy or his friend for offensive coordinator, it doesn't work out. When he hires a short nerd, it worked out once. like Drew Petzing is revered. When you hear guys talk about him, they talk about him as a very young and innovative offensive mind, and that's what you need in the NFL. So do I think Drew Petzing is as good as Mike McDaniel? No. But I think he's a hell of a lot better than Johnny Morton. And I think him and Mike Kafka are going to combine into something good.
All right, let's go to break. Let's come back. We got mailbag.
Mailbag. Get your mailbag questions in the chat. What a fast show. Holy shit.
It's training camp, baby.
Yeah, football's back.
He's been quick on trigger with
Want me to see her keep stalling?
Yeah, we only got 15 minutes left either way. Tell us about massage chair.
I will tell you about the massage chair house. My guy, Dr. Eric Duncan, holding it down over there. Just found out, don't follow me back on Instagram. What's up with that, Doc? All right, I'm telling people, go follow you. Go follow him right now at the massage chair house right now. It's the largest massage chair showroom this side of the Mississippi. That's why it's the #1 massage chair review channel on the internet. It's the massagechairhouse.com.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights Live, WoodwardSports.com. I'm Easy, do my spin mower Rax. Young Chris, Nicholas, Koloff is not here. We got Skywalker.
Unbelievable.
God bless the dead.
Unbelievable. Every time.
Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. It's time for the mailbag segment. Send your questions in. What do you guys have the questions about from today's training camp, Detroit Lions? Do you have questions about the Detroit Tigers? I saw our guy, Jose. This is Ben Johnson's a better coach than Dan. He had a good year last year, but that's yet to be proven. I think he may be a better offensive mind. I can't flat out say he's a better head coach. I don't think.
Dan beat him straight up twice.
Yeah, we got to see that play out.
Yeah.
Could it be possible? Maybe, sure, but you can't just say that off.
He's a better offensive mind. I would say that.
Yeah, that's what I just
better
said.
head coach. You can't say that yet.
Mailbag. It came out today. The Lions tried to just up to 15 after Proctor was off the board. Y'all think they wanted to move up for Ruben? Send that article to me.
Yeah, who reported that?
Yeah, who reported that? That's interesting. I mean, Brad said that they were going to move up. They're willing to move up for Blake Miller.
Yeah,
which I thought that was an outrageous statement. I don't think he needed to move up for Blake Miller, but that's what he.
I remember them trying to move up while Proctor was still there.
Yeah, I remember that part.
But not after he was off the board. I'd have to see who reported that. John Effing Lord, mailbag, who would win 100 humans versus one killer orca? In the ocean and orca, it's not even close.
Yeah. On land,
on land, probably still an orca.
No way.
You give it a little cart. Like,
How's he turn, though? He gets the wall, he's full.
Just fucking flop over.
I guess we have to play the long game. You have to wait from the tire out from like flopping around and shit.
Mailbag, who you taking, Scottie Pippen or Derrick Rose? Give me
Derrick
Rose.
Rose.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose.
Scottie Pippen, king of mid.
I don't want. Listen, I wasn't old enough to watch Scottie Pippen. I don't want to disrespect him like that.
Scottie Pippen sat out of finals because he had a headache.
Yeah. Got his bitch stolen.
Yeah. And yeah.
By Michael Jordan's son.
By Michael Jordan's son.
Well, Future first.
And Future, yeah.
The GOAT.
Was it Larsa Pippen? Is
Yeah.
it her? God, dude.
Dundada mailbag. What Lion would you want to step in the cockpit and try to land your plane in an emergency?
Isaac Tesla.
That's racist.
Yeah, sure. He looks like he land a fucking plane, does he not?
I don't see the correlation at all.
I think Isaac.
I would say
Teslas are cars, bro, not planes.
It's the closest thing. As a Tesla.
J-Mo, bro, we're whipping that bitch.
Oh, man. J-Mo ended up skipping across the water.
We're totaling out on the tarmac.
I'd go, well, J-Mo does perform the best in the most high-stress situations, in NFC Championship games and playoff games. He's always the one showing up. I was going to say Brian Branch. Just, I don't know why. BB, like BB Bomber.
Beep, baby.
I'll go with Brian Branch.
I'll go Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra? I feel like Amon-Ra would just crash.
You guys are tripping, man. You got to pick a white guy.
I was going to pick Jared Goff, but we know.
Oh, yeah.
Under duress.
Yeah. The plane will get sacked.
Does a fucking backflip.
I mean, I seen Denzel Washington flip a plane upside down and land it. So does it have to be a white guy?
Oh, that's fair. That is fair.
And he was drunk.
I'm
drunk right now.
A couple more mailbags.
I'm drunk right now.
Mailbag, do you think Jennifer Love Hewitt is still a top 10 hottie? I don't think she ever was.
I don't think so.
I don't know who that is.
I know the name. I don't even remember what she looks like.
I'm looking her up now. Jennifer Love
Jamie
Hewitt.
Can you Google that for me?
She's cute.
Top 10.
Oh, yeah, she's be bad. Still?
Top 10, though?
Oh, yeah, I don't know about top 10. I mean, she's
Hewitt.
I'm not trying to cancel myself, but they were sitting pretty in their prime.
Mailbag, Spencer, what's this from Steve-O Baby? Spencer, what's the news on Frank Ragnow? He is retired.
Okay, decent.
Frank's not coming back.
He's fishing.
He's fishing. He
Corey,
tried to give it a go. That's all we got.
Mailbag, St. Brown for 2K this season. No.
I
think his numbers are going to continue to dwindle, not in a disrespectful way, but because of the emergence of Isaac Tesla.
The weapons around
Sam Laporte is going to be back this year. Jameson Williams had a big year last year too. I don't think he's going to see a 2K season.
Mailbag, is there any person in the world that you would use the One Wish Willow from Obsession on?
Indy, the girl who was in Obsession.
You literally seen how that goes.
Gia Duddy.
I liked it.
Gia Duddy.
I don't know if that. Oh, that'd be a good one too.
Will Levis's girl or his ex-girl.
That's a good one.
Which, no reason, or obviously a guy fucking puts mayo in his coffee. How do you fumble that? She's like the most attractive woman I've ever seen.
Dolly Parton, give me a good time, not a long time.
Oh my god.
Just like it'd be the best she's ever had recently.
Gross. Mail sack, what do you got? What do people immediately want to fire AJ Hinch after a loss? It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah, it's not AJ's fault. Ted E. Mailbag, Detroit Lion who steals a starting job who wasn't expected to do much.
And it's Rakestraw.
Keith Abney. Ooh. It's got to be somebody in the secondary, right?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Ennis Rakestraw. Just from it's day one. Maybe I'm overreacting, but Dan Campbell. Every time he talks about him, Dan Campbell's like,
whenever he's healthy, they glaze him.
They do glaze him,
and he's got all of the measurables and the makeups of being a good outside man cornerback, and they've only got a couple of those on the team. So it's just, I've got glass bones and paper skin. Mailbag, is this the longest mailbag segment ever from the run yet? It could be.
I cut the break a little early.
Could be.
So. Shout out to Frady.
Shout out to Frady. The competition walking in live, huh? Crazy.
Oh! In the building.
Tyreek Williams had a couple good plays today too, allegedly. So, but no pads. So
no pads. Can't talk about the trenches that much when there's no pads on.
I think so. Somebody else. So you got Abney. I got Ennis.
Derek Moore, baby. Come on.
Ben Barch.
Derek Moore would be a good one.
Derek Moore. I'd be happy.
That would be huge.
I'd be happy.
Not gonna happen though.
I guess it sucks. It sucks not to read or get a text about Derek Moore, but against day one, no pads. I'm not tripping.
Suspenseful habits. Mailbag. Can we still restructure a contract to make a decent trade? No. We could, but it's not going to happen. Don't hold your breath for that one. The Lions are not going to make any impactful trades this year.
What are your realistic expectations from the Lions D? I think we play some fucking cupcake teams. And it's either do one or two things. It's going to trick us into thinking they're a good defense, or help them become a good defense, give them a little confidence in the things they are able to execute.
The Dundada Mailbag. Y'all remember when Cartier stood 10 toes on wiping his ass wrong? #mudnuts. That That was a really funny day.
He had to be trolling, though. He was for sure trolling.
Oh, no, he was pretty adamant about it.
Mailbag from I'm Salty. This is depressing. Do you ever get sick of regurgitating the same sad expectations without them actually winning anything?
Nope.
No.
Mailbag, do you ever feel like life is hopeless?
Mailbag, do you ever want to give up? Like,
I've never gone out and said they're going to win the Super Bowl either.
Yeah, I don't think they're winning the Super Bowl this year.
Like fan or
they're going to make
analyst.
the playoffs, though. And if Kirby and Branch are both healthy, then they got a chance to win the Super Bowl. But I would not bet on them to win the Super Bowl this year, no.
Mailbag, when is the Spinny Shelby wedding, and am I invited for Nitty Gritty?
You bring an air fryer.
You're aggressive, man. Relax. Mailbag, are y'all watching the new Spider-Man this week? Me and Ease are going to see it tomorrow.
We're going tomorrow.
Fucking sick
Same.
invite.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Can't wait.
Make sure
You're
you
gonna be at
guys
work.
make sure you guys stay tuned. We will have the review up on Woodward Cinema right after. So check out the
You
review.
review
It'll be up before heavyweights. So watch the review and then bring in the heavyweights.
Ted says, Mailbag, what's your go-to song to get you hyped before a game? I'm probably going something Schoolboy Q or Kendrick Lamar.
System of a Down, I would say.
Q makes you want to act up.
Rise Against always gets me going.
It sounded crazy.
Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
Eye of the Tiger.
No.
What is it for you, Chris?
Any Rise Against song or any System of a Down song, that'll get me juiced for sure.
This is a music question. This is your time to shine.
He didn't play sports though.
I lock
tennis.
into Champion. I did play sports, tennis.
Champion?
You watch your mom.
By Kanye?
By
Yeah.
Kanye?
Champion
Did you
by Kanye.
realize you are a champion?
In their eyes.
Yes, I
I
did.
actually saw a video that shows that that actually like elite athletes get apex performance when they lock into smooth jazz.
Yeah, we've heard Herman.
Yeah,
Herman Moore told us
Herman
that.
Moore used to listen to smooth jazz before shows.
Shout out my dad.
I listen to I told you I've been listening to R&B in the gym lately.
What's that?
I've been listening to R&B in the gym lately.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. Shout
I
out.
think
Probably not my recommendations though, right?
I did.
What was I gonna say?
Just one.
Fuck.
Was it for you, Skywalker?
I like Workout by J. Cole.
That's a good one.
That shit gets me.
Like a pregame song?
We got a good
Like,
Yeah, all right.
Oh, if I'm to see you again.
It's a good vibe. It's a vibe.
Try and go out there and make good.
Steve Lehman. I listen to the sound of whales mating.
That's crazy.
I'm curious what that sounds like, to be honest with you.
what the
Yeah, Spinny, can we get a reenactment of what you think that sounds like?
Jeez. Well,
The entire ocean just knows when the whales are fucking.
Holy shit.
Is there a chance we meep Altenmeyer and not protect Teddy?
Listen, Luke Altmaier season. Wait for it. I'm all in on Luke Altmaier taking the spot from Jared Goff. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Candy Rain. That's a banger.
Whole wheat bread. I've talked about them before.
What?
Whole wheat bread.
That's a band?
Is a punk band, of all black guys. And they've got a song called I Don't Give a Fuck that I used to listen.
What a name for an all-black punk rock
whole wheat
band.
bread. Yeah.
Whole wheat bread.
Yeah, and
because they're still white, but they're
from Duval too. I represent that South Side Duval County. We can take this shit outside if you all doubt me. It's
that sounds like rap.
It's whole wheat bread in this bit. It's like punk music is basically rap with rock music in the background.
That's fair.
And but yeah,
fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Yeah. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. It's called I Don't Give a Fuck. Is the song by Whole Wheat Bread. I used to listen to that before every single football game I played.
What would be your walkout song in baseball? Space Jam. I'm just kidding. That'd be so funny.
Men in Black.
Here comes a Men in Black.
I've talked about if I was doing
Charlie Horse.
a walkout song for baseball or UFC or something like that, I would want it to be like Final Boss music. Oh, so
right.
like set like this like One Winged Angel, the song that Sephiroth that plays when Sephiroth's on the screen, and then just like intense music in the back. Like I feel like that would be badass. I want Final Boss music.
Quarantine, UFC, Apex Arena, completely empty. Flint, Michigan's own Mike Perry requested the Halo song.
Yeah,
from the
which
video
would be
game.
badass.
Would have been badass.
Oh.
He walked out. They started playing Beyonce Halo.
I can see your Halo.
He's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
He's like, this is not my song. The whole time he's
Halo
walking
music would be
out.
sweet.
That shit was so funny, man.
The Halo.
All right,
That would be hype.
relax, calm down.
Sorry. Yeah. I feel like any type of dude, that shit, I'm telling you, that shit's hype, bro. It makes me think of fucking having to fight all my brothers. But yeah, it would be any kind of final boss music would be my walk-up song.
Early for me, it was Ambitions of a Rider's Tupac. That's
Ooh,
just
that'd
one of
be
the
tough.
hardest intros ever.
That'd be a tough walkout song.
That's one of the hardest.
Yeah, I walk out to some. It'd be Schoolboy Q every time.
Can't Tell Me Nothing by Kanye.
Vic, get it.
Or
I think it would be hilarious as fucked up for somebody to walk out to Space Jam.
It would be
Everybody get up. It's time to jam now.
For a baseball game.
For a baseball game.
Who I Smoke by Spin the Bends and Wappa with the Choppa. It's a remix to 1,000 Miles. So
yeah.
And I need you.
R.I.P.
When I see you, I'm gonna push your shit back, boy. Choppa get this.
He finally got.
R.I.P.
He was making the craziest.
Dude, super ignorant.
My song would be "Fig Get the Money" by Schoolboy Q.
12 paramedics couldn't save your fucking life, boy. That shit gets me hyped. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And I need you.
All right. That is it from us. You got to watch us have ADD for enough minutes. We'll be back tomorrow. More training camp news. Maybe I'll bring a beat report. I'm going to reach out to my guy, Nolan Bianchi. Maybe make it a weekly thing. But before we get out, Spinny, you're the one closest out.
Well, that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you tapping in for Easy, for Skywalker, for Chris. I'm Spencer with the Heavyweights, and we'll see you later. Peace.